Welcome to the Rogue Lineage Infinite Climbing Guide. In this video, we'll go over the mechanics of dashing, how to mana buffer, how to climb with spear dashes, how to climb with roll dashes, and how to climb with teleport dashes. With that out of the way, let's get started. Before we jump immediately into the techniques, let's get a better understanding of how mana and dashing works. When you have spear dashes, you can dash backwards and to the sides while charging mana. However, if you charge forward, your mana charge will cancel. Because of this, when you are doing infinite climbing using spear dashes, you ideally want to use your side or back dash, and never forward dash. Let's now compare this to when you don't have spear dashes and you're using the base roll dash. When you roll dash in any direction, your mana charge will cancel. This makes it more difficult and mana climb training dependent to be able to infinite climb. Now that we know the dash mechanics, let's get into mana buffering. Mana buffering is when you queue your mana charge before a situation where your mana can't charge. Whenever you're able to charge mana again, your mana bar will immediately begin filling. This is critical for infinite climbing techniques. To buffer your mana with a wall climb, you'll want to charge your mana, jump and stop charging, press and hold the charge key, and grab the wall. When you do this, you should be attached to the wall and your mana should be slowly draining. You should hear the mana charging noise unless the audio bugs. As soon as you let go of the wall, your mana should begin recharging again. This may take a little bit of time to develop the muscle memory for, and if you need to, it will help to replay and slow down the video so that you can see the keyboard inputs and get practice. Once you can comfortably buffer your mana when climbing, you're ready to begin learning the infinite climbing techniques. To infinite climb with spear dashes, you're going to want to do the mana buffer as explained in the previous section. Now that you're climbing, go up the wall a short distance and watch your mana. When it falls down to a little under half, or a quarter if you have faster mana charging, jump off of the wall. Wait a half a second, side dash into the wall, face it, and grab it again. If you accidentally overcharge your mana, then release the charge key, dash into the wall, and mid-dash begin recharging again before grabbing the wall. It is very important to wait the half second after coming off of the wall, and if you don't, you won't stick to it and you'll fall. Keep practicing this in a private or a safe server and get the muscle memory locked down, as this will help a lot in stress situations where you may be running through tundra, climbing over kill bricks, ganking, or fleeing a gank. Remember to start slow and build up speed the more comfortable you get. With that out of the way, let's get into roll climbing. Infinite climbing with rolls is much more difficult since you are not able to charge mana while you side or backdash. When roll climbing, you'll do the same mana buffer technique as the spear dash infinite climb, but when you roll into the wall, you'll have to release and restart your mana charge before grabbing the wall. This is very timing dependent and relies on how high you leveled your mana and climb skills. Out of all of the techniques, learning this way will take the most time and the most practice to land consistently, since there is a very small margin of error to successfully pull it off. The benefit of this method is that you can perform it even as a freshie. Now, let's get into infinite climbing for teleport dashers, that being Faceless and Dragon Sage. I highly recommend that you have spear dashes for this technique, as it'll stick to the wall better, you get to charge more mana faster, and you will take less fall damage. In order to infinite climb as a teleport climber, you will not be buffering your mana, but climbing normally. When your mana runs out and you let go of the wall, you must dash into the wall and begin charging mana in that order. Remember to wait half a second before dashing into the wall so that you don't immediately begin falling. The most important part of executing this technique is making sure that you have no mana charged before you dash so that you can cleanly stick to the wall and get enough mana to climb for a few seconds. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this guide has helped you learn a few ways to get the most out of your climb. The infinite climbing techniques take time to learn and master, and I highly recommend working each section one by one and solidifying your muscle memory for every part of the process. It's ideal to practice in safe servers so that you can train your mana and climb stats, but if you don't have access to one, keep in mind that private servers instantly max your training for both, which will make it easier to feel out in a shorter time frame. Here are a couple private server IDs in case you don't have access to the official Discord, or if you or your friends don't own one. With that being said, stay safe and good luck progging.